Senator Tina Smith is touring Minnesota to better learn the needs of her constituents. One of her stops on the tour was at a Pequot Lakes food shelf where she spoke to residents, farmers, and volunteers about making sure every person has food on their table. Reporter Daniel Purcell has more.
According to Feeding America, nearly 50 million people experience food insecurity in the United States every year. Food shelves, like the Lakes Area Food Shelf, are trying to change that.
I think one of the biggest benefits of this food shelf is that we are here for those families that have some type of event that happens in their family that all of a sudden the numbers are not making it and they do not have money for food and they don't know where to go for that, and we feel that need.
According to the Center for Budget and Policy Priorities, the House of Representatives will review a budget resolution that will cut over $200 billion from the House Agriculture Committee, mainly from SNAP benefits. According to Senator Tina Smith, cutting SNAP benefits will have a detrimental impact on low-income families.
SNAP, for somebody who is relying on that, it's only about $6 a day. So you are not living high on the hog when you are getting $6 a day to pay for your groceries. Think about what you could buy at the grocery store for $6 a day. And imagine what it would mean to see those benefits cut.
To provide as much assistance to those in need as possible, Lakes Area Food Shelf has partnered with local farmers to bring fresh produce right to their tables.
We have a partnership which we call the Farms to Food Shelf program. We have 13 local farmers that we are actually buying produce from. So many of our shoppers, especially our new shoppers, are so surprised to see that nutrient-rich, healthy food brought to the food shelf for them to eat.
Food shelves like these are a source of nutrients to anyone in need, no matter the situation.
I think one of the things I heard today that is so important for people to understand, many of the people who come into this food shelf and food shelves all over the state are here because they are seniors living on a fixed income, or because they're working families that had some sort of a bad economic event or a bad health event that means that they just can't afford to feed their families.
Reporting in Pequot Lakes, I'm Daniel Purcell, Lakeland News.
Now, that wasn't Senator Smith's only stop in central Minnesota. Earlier today, Smith stopped by Aitkin County to meet with leaders from Riverwood Healthcare Center and the Minnesota Hospital Association. Riverwood is an independent hospital and clinic network in Aitkin County, and the senator believes that the Trump administration's potential cuts on Medicaid could deeply impact rural hospitals that already face many challenges.
What I know for sure after this conversation is that the cuts that are contemplated by Republicans in the Congress would have a desperate impact on the bottom line of hospitals like this. Many of the patients that come to this hospital get their health insurance through Medicare or Medicaid, and if the reimbursement rates, the ways that the hospitals are reimbursed for providing care to those folks, if those rates come down, or if the people who once were covered no longer are covered by that health insurance, it's going to have a desperate impact on the bottom line here and make it harder for them to be able to provide the care that people in this community really rely on.
Riverwood Healthcare Center has 25 beds, but there are some healthcare facilities with as little as 12 in rural Minnesota. Senator Smith feels those hospitals in particular will be the ones most impacted by the Medicaid cuts.
They're struggling to be able to maintain emergency care for the people in their community. It's also really hard for local communities to maintain emergency, EMS, the ambulance that comes when you dial 911. And that, again, has to do with whether or not the federal government lives up to what I think it should be its responsibility to reimburse those emergency vehicles and the providers that are in them for helping to keep people safe and get them to a hospital if that's what they need.
Lakeland News is a nonprofit news organization. Donate to Lakeland PBS today to support your local news team.